There is a video of our SG attending to some people there in the office. And then they say, EFF people are fighting amongst themselves. There is no fighting. The SG is performing his revolutionary duty to defend the revolution by protecting the office of the revolution. Stop bringing Christian approaches into the revolution. If that video embarrasses you, go to SCO. I would have done worse than what the SG did. For that office of the EFF is not a playground. Who will make you meet your maker quickly. When the EFF loses a case against Trevor Manuel, hey, it looks like we're losing cases. Hey, I don't care. Whether we lose 500 cases, whether 1,000 cases, as long as we lose cases against the enemy, we must put pressure, we must fight the enemy. Stop imposing your morals on us. Mandela lost a case, he was arrested and in prison. We are not the first ones to lose case. Mandela was in jail, he lost a case, yet he remained your hero. Let us remain your hero even when we lose cases. That's how it works. Stop being crybabies who are in a revolution here. Some who are going to win, some who are going to lose. We are moving forward. They only back at a moving car. This car of the revolution is unstoppable. People talk about VBS. This, hey, VBS, you. Hey, what's your problem? VBS or no VBS, this car of the revolution is moving forward. It is unstoppable. It is unstoppable. Revolution is won through all types of means. If you don't know what a revolution is, read the EFF. You come here because you become sheepish, you are so scared, you are ashamed. The problem is you have never read an EFF document. Read the EFF founding manifesto. It says, we will win this revolution using any means necessary. So let me tell you something here. If you are not prepared to take guns at some point, you are in a wrong hole. Because there might be a day where the enemy makes condition necessarily for arms to be taken. And when that time comes, we will not hesitate. We will take the enemy toe to toe. We will defeat the enemy. We will never retreat. By the time we take guns, you must not say to us, hey, nenzani bama. We said to you, any means necessary to win the revolution. And we who are commanding this revolution will be engaged in activities that are going to make it possible. Some of those activities may not be exposed to the membership and the ground forces. By mistake, if you come to know about them, do not doubt the wisdom of the leadership. Trust that our leaders know what they are doing. You gave us an opportunity to lead this thing. We are leading it. And we are building it ground up. Slowly. We want to tell a story at some point when we are old, all of us in our farms, which would have taken through expropriation of land without compensation. We'll tell that story when we are sitting in our farms that Sakala Singaka. Manje Singaka. That's what we must tell. We cannot just start by being this. Easy come, easy go. We must sweat for this revolution. We are going to be beaten. We are going to be defeated. Sometimes, some of you are going to feel extremely tired. Or, this thing, it looks like it's taking forever. When you feel tired, remember the suffering of the black people. Look at yourself. Look at your neighbors and your children and the children of your friends and say, if we give up now, are these kids going to travel the same road we traveled? It ought to stop with you. That even if we may not get the benefits of the economic freedom, those who come after us should be able to salute us, that we have built a solid foundation for them to take over this struggle and continue to liberate black people. There are no clinics. No clinics in the villages. No toilets in the Eastern Cape. When you feel tired, think of those people. No one said it's going to be easy. When Steve Biko said, black men, you are on your own, he was not passing time. He was telling you that you must never rely on someone somewhere. This is confronting you. You ought to deal with it. No one else is going to deal with it. Not even white people who claim to love black people can deal with the problem of black people. It needs you and you alone. No one else. There's a problem of toilets in Eastern Cape. It needs you. Children are falling into the pit toilets. It needs you. Because when you say to a white man in a suburb, yo, our children are dying, falling into the toilets, he's like, toilets? And then he looks at his toilet seat like, really? Can I chill into? Is it this real? They don't understand what you are talking about. Only you know that lived experience of black people. And only you know the extent of that pain. And because you know the extent of the pain, only you can resolve it. No one else. No one knows this pain. They don't know what it means to be a black person. They will never know. They can be our sympathizers. They can be our friends. They will never be black. Not even Slovo can claim to be black. Being black is being hated. That's what your education system teaches you. That's why you develop into a self-hate. That's why at some point you even ask yourself, Mara, why are we black? They teach you to hate yourself because black is hated everywhere. These children were killed not because they did anything, because they were black and they were hated. Your mother, who is being abused as a domestic worker, is not because she doesn't know how to clean. She cleans very well at home. I'm taught by her how to clean. She gets beaten even when she has cleaned very well because she's black. It's not because she didn't do her job. She did her job. They just look at her and feel irritated. They beat her up. We are hated. And then people come here and tell us forgiveness and reconciliation. Reconciliation of what? You went to stay in prison for 5 years. Your life disrupted for 5 years for having written ANC under your mark in the 80s. In the 90s, they find ANC written under your mark. They call the police. They arrest you for furthering the aims of the ANC. Take you to prison for 5 years. When you come out of prison, you must forgive and forget. Forgive the people who have never asked for an apology. I want you to give me a speech where de Klerk said sorry, where Malani said sorry, where Bota said sorry, where Verwoerd said sorry. They never said sorry. They never apologized for their crimes. They are not in prison for their crimes. We are told, forgive. You only forgive the people who show remorse and apologize. They've never apologized. We will never forgive them until they apologize. Why is de Klerk not going to Tsietsi Mashinini's family, Hector Peterson's family, and say, I might not have been a president in 1976, but I'm the last phase of apartheid. I'm here to reach out. I'm sorry. They never said sorry. And when we are angry, they ask themselves why. You never apologized. And sorry is not enough. Sorry must be accompanied by remorse. And remorse will mean release the land into the hands of the children of Hector Peterson. White man, no one is going to drive you to the sea. That's not what we are talking about. We are not going to give you a bullet. Nothing. We want our land. And when we get our land, you will decide if you want to stay with us or not. We are the most welcoming people. We don't chase people away. Mandela taught us manners. Zinzi Mandela taught us manners. Winnie Mandela taught us manners. We will never chase visitors away. You are more than welcomed here, but behave like visitors. Bring the land into the hands of the rightful owners.